Andile, we are still here in Mexico and specifically Pachuca, where Bafana Bafana are based throughout the competition. And speaking of Bafana, I did finally were able to catch up with Bafana Bafana coach Hugo Bruce after them being here for about just in under a week. And I asked him, they played the Reggae Boys of Jamaica behind closed doors. But somehow the footage found itself on social media, and I posed the question to the coach, well, what was the point of having this fixture behind closed doors with nobody else allowed?
That doesn't bother me. I think that the coach of Mexico don't need that game of yesterday. So I don't need either a game that Mexico should play after closed doors, because I know enough about Mexico. I saw enough games of Mexico, so those things are happening, and again, it doesn't bother me.
We are still sticking with that Bafana Bafana story as we are tracking them throughout their journey at the World Cup. Coach Hugo Bruce being asked once again about his assessment of Group A, which includes the host Mexico, Czechia, as well as South Korea. And he says it's a tough group, it's unpredictable. You don't know who's going to come out tops, who's going to finish second or even third place to move on to the knockout phase. And here's the Belgian mentor discussing how he thinks his Bafana Bafana side will fare in the tournament.
The three opponents in our group, also with Czechia, there is not so much difference. We don't play against teams like Argentina or Spain or France. Those are top teams. But because there is so little difference between the teams, it is very tough for all the other teams also to play against us. So it will be a battle of 3 games to have points, because I think when you can have 3 points, I think you go to the next round. But that is something that all 3 teams want, and Mexico maybe a little bit more, but it will be tough. It will be tough against South Korea. I know it already now.
Yeah, and another interesting story here that we've been covering in our stay in Mexico is that the Bafana Bafana Legends, the 2010 team, coming here for an exhibition match against their counterpart of Mexico, getting thrashed in that fixture 5-2. But what stood out is our conversation with Bongani Khumalo, the youngest member of that squad 16 years ago, heeding some advice to Mbegezeli TLB Mbogazi, who's been blowing the charts in the MLS and has made the MLS All-Star team. Bongani says this tournament could make or break TLB.
As a fan, nervous for him. As a former pro, I would say stay away from the noise. You know, I think the World Cup is such a stage where things can either go really right for you or really, really wrong because of the expectation in the eyes. And for a young footballer, that can either make you or break you. I'd like to believe, I don't know him personally, but I'd like to believe with what he's achieved so far, there's a certain character that he has. And the one thing about football is it'll test that character 100%. Whether it's this tournament or whatever tournament that there is in the future, that will happen.
Yeah, now our final story relates to transfer movements in and around the continent and the PSL as well. Let's focus on that one. Luca Ribeiro, he was out in Spain in the lower divisions, his club getting relegated, and now he's set to reunite with coach Rulani Mokoena in Libya at Al Hilal Tripoli. But there is a bit of a dark cloud hanging over his head. If you remember, he did leave Mamelodi Sundowns, citing that they did not want to sell him, so just cause he broke free from his contract. But there is still a pending case, and we will know the results of that pending case in the coming days as well, whether he moves on or he's ordered to return back to Kloorkop to fulfill the obligations of his contract. And just as a bite, this is why I have my phone. I've been waiting for that final confirmation that Bandile Shandu will be leaving Orlando Pirates. He's set to become a free agent after several years with the Buccaneers. Just recently won the championship as well, and I can confirm that Bandile Shandu set to leave the mighty Buccaneers. With that said, it's back to you in studio, Andile.